Hello and welcome. Today is my first video in a new series of videos based on Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. Throughout this series, I'm going to be lip swatching all of the Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I have way too many to be able to do in one day, so I decided I'd break them into color families and do this as a series. I'm starting with reds today, so I'm going to take all of Lisa Eldridge's red lipsticks. I'm going to lip swatch each of them. I'm going to then swatch them on the back of my hand so we can see how they all look next to one another, and I'll just talk a little bit about the differences between each of the shades. For the first video, I thought I'd start out bold with red, so let's get into Lisa's reds. I have 6 shades here to show you. I'm just going to go through and do the lip swatches without talking through them, and then at the end I'm going to have everything swatched on my hand, and I'll just do a quick little shade comparison among all of Lisa's reds. Starting off with Atomic Cherry, which is the only one that I'm showing in this video that's from the Luxuriously Lucent range. All the rest of them will be True Velvets. Those were all the lip swatches. I just put Atomic Cherry back on. It was actually so much fun putting all these reds on. It really reminded me how fun red lipstick can be and how you just kind of have to go for it. I generally gravitate more toward nudes, and I don't end up wearing bold colors or reds all that often. I used to wear them more often actually, but I just lately haven't been wearing reds, but these were just all so beautiful. I need to make an effort to wear more red lipstick. I wanted to show you all of the shades compared to each other in swatches on my hand. So on this side here, this one's Atomic Cherry. So that's kind of the outlier in this group in terms of the formula. It's a very different formula from these very opaque, highly pigmented velvet matte lipsticks. The Luxuriously Lucent formula is sheer and buildable. So I tried to show you in my swatch just with one layer of that one, how it is very sheer and lucent, but you can build it up more to a full impact like this, where it still has a little bit of that sheer quality, but it builds up to quite a high coverage on the lips and a more intensely saturated look when you build it up like that. So Atomic Cherry, this one's Velvet Ribbon, which is Lisa's classic true red. This is a blue-based red, and it's about as classic as you can get when it comes to a red lipstick. And then this one here is Velvet Jazz, which I wanted to put in this lineup because I feel that these 3 here are a little bit more toward the cool tone. They have a little bit more of the pink in them to make them a slightly cooler toned red feel, or a pinky red feel. Atomic Cherry, I think, has a lot of warmth in it too. It actually looks quite coral on the lips, but like more of a pinky coral rather than a coral that's leaning in the orange direction. And then Velvet Jazz is really a very nuanced color. It has warm tones in there as well, but for me the predominating effect of it is a little bit more toward the kind of berry side of a red. as opposed to something like a brownie or an orangey red. Now moving into this side, these are the more orangey brownie reds. And I wanted to show them as I feel that they kind of lie along that spectrum of orange red to brown red. All these three shades definitely have orangey tones. Velvet Morning, the top one here, is your most classic orangey red. So Velvet Morning, it's still gonna look like a red on the lips. All of these are gonna look like reds, but different variations of it. And Velvet Morning is your really super bright orange red. It's very similar to me to MAC's Lady Danger, if you're familiar with that lipstick. Then in the middle of this kind of orange to brown spectrum, we have Velvet Dragon. So Velvet Dragon has a lot more brown in it than Velvet Morning. I don't think Velvet Morning is really an earthy tone at all. I don't think it really has any brown presence in it, but Velvet Dragon does pull into that kind of brown while having the orange in it, which really puts it in a burnt orange category for me. It's still a red, again, like all of them are, but it's a burnt orange red. It's a little bit more earthy, but still very vibrant. And then down here, the most brown of these three is Velvet Cinnabar. And this you can see, especially when it's compared to the others, how very brown it is. And the brown has the effect of both deepening the color and making it more earthy and muted. Again, it's still a very vibrant color. It has great presence when you put it on your lips, but it's just not quite as bright and almost kind of in your face as something like Velvet Morning would be. That's really meant to be a bright kind of look at me color. Cinnabar is a little bit more muted. It's kind of the type of color that catches your eye. You're compelled to keep looking at it to kind of figure out that color because it's quite unusual and very, very nuanced. So those are all the Lisa Eldridge red lipsticks. I hope it was helpful if you were maybe trying to decide on one of Lisa's reds, or you just wanted a little bit more information on the nuances of all her red colors. I am going to be doing this as a series, so I'm going to break them down into color families because I know that my lips won't survive lip swatching all of Lisa's lipsticks in one single video. So I think doing them by color families is going to be more manageable both for me and hopefully helpful for viewers, so I can have each color family grouped in its own standalone video. So reds were first. I don't know what'll come next, and stay tuned for the next color family. Let me know if you have any questions or comments below. I would love to see those. And if you'd like to see more from me and you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would love for you to do so. Thanks again so much. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.